The best of the morning to you. This is Monday with Friday, preparing you for a better week ahead. What a difference a day makes, the old song croons out. Well, how about a week, or two, or three? There haven't been 3 weeks in a long time. Like the last three, America lived in blazing color before the whole world. On January 6th, seditious goons vandalized the US Capitol, erected gallows to kill the vice president, and committed several other crimes, including murder. On that same day, more than 100 US congressmen declined to certify the results of the 2020 elections, even though many of them were successful in the same elections, the validity of which they denied, and two US senators challenged the results. A week later, the House of Representatives impeached the 45th President of the United States a second time for his incitement of the insurrection the week before. 5 days later, America observed for the 35th time the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. with the usual reflections on the life, work, and bloody death of that American hero. 2 days later, America and the world witnessed the inauguration of the 46th President of the United States, Joseph Biden, and his Vice President, Kamala Harris. There is one common thread running through all of these events: oaths. Among the goons that attempted the coup on January 6th were police officers, ex-military, and fire services personnel, all of whom swore oaths to be faithful to the American Constitution and to protect America against enemies, foreign and domestic. The congressmen and senators refusing to certify or willing to challenge, respectively, the election results, some of whom also welcomed, encouraged, and reportedly facilitated the violent vandals, each have taken the same oath. The man impeached for incitement to that insurrection took that oath 4 years ago, just like those who, in faithfulness to that same oath, saw no option but to impeach him. For the 59th time in America, two persons heading the executive swore that same oath before the American people and the world. Martin Luther King Jr. never took that oath. However, as an ordained clergyman, his ordination would have required an oath, vow, or promise to serve God to the death. And that is precisely what he did mere hours after acknowledging that there were some difficult days ahead and that he would never resile from his oath. And so, in response to his oath, even though it would cost him his life, King remained faithful. That is much more than can be said for the other people, military, police, firemen, congressmen, senators, and a president, all of whom acted with infidelity, cowardice, impunity, and despicability against the oaths they took. Oaths, including the ones these Americans took, always end with the phrase, "So help me God." It is a phrase created in a time when folks were more religious and, let's be frank, superstitious and fearful of God, or, get ready for this, even believed there was a God. The fastest way to know whether someone really believes in God or not is by judging their attitudes to oaths. Now, as a clergyman, I have to say that the understanding that too many people have of God is thoroughly erroneous and even immature. But suffice it to say, the extent to which people believe in God is the extent to which they shall respect their fellow man and the human institutions and laws that require and govern equity, justice, peace, and order among and between humans. Even if people don't believe that God strikes down people dead on the spot as they lie with their hands on the Bible, the Torah, Quran, or Bhagavad Gita, they must be made to fear the fiercest strike of human justice. It should never fail. Therefore, whether a person is an atheist or not, Christian or Muslim or Jew, politician or police, when you take an oath and swear, "So help me God," you ought to expect that if you lie and if you break that oath, even if you never visibly faced the wrath of God, you ought to face the wrath of man. I therefore highly recommend that all the people I've mentioned before who broke their oaths face the strongest wrath of human justice to the extent that they are found begging God for mercy. I am Michael Friday, and your week, perhaps not theirs, just got better. Be careful and faithful with what you promise this week. I'll see you again next week. Have a faithful Monday all the way to Friday.